So, Charlotte, let's start off with you first of all, because you came into this a little bit later on, didn't you? You had your first tattoo in 2006, and this was a birthday present to yourself, and this was an important step for you, wasn't it?
It was. I think it was a life-defining step for me because I had always wanted tattoos, and my husband, who was deceased at the time, forbid me to have tattoos. His whole concept was that no lady would ever have a tattoo. Didn't stop me from wanting one. And I found some people that had tattoos that I liked. I found out who did them. I got a consultation appointment. And when I walked into the shop, the artist had painted a picture of a bodysuit. And when she asked me what I wanted, I said, I want that. And of course, they all had a good laugh, but here I am.
Yeah.
What about you, Chuck? Because you did start, I think, in 1959, because you were in the army, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Yes, I got my first tattoos in 1959. And then it was a long period of time before I did any more, really, until 2000. And then in 2000, I started again, first covering up the old tattoos, and then starting to work slowly on sleeves and so forth. And unfortunately, my wife died unexpectedly in 2006, and in November, and I met Charlotte at the end of November, and at the tattoo studio, as a matter of fact, and so we started together on this journey of getting bodysuits.
So when you said you met at the tattoo studio, I think one of the guys who was doing the tattoos said, would you go over and look after that lady over there because she's a bit ragged?
Right, yeah. They asked me, yes. They said, are you doing anything? I said, no, my dance card is completely clean today, thank you. They said, would you mind going over and talking to this woman and just distracting her from the pain? I said, oh, no, I'd be glad to, you know. So I sat there and I babbled incoherently for about 2 hours. But it wasn't difficult to do because her skirt was up over her head at the time, so it was quite easy.
Brilliant. But I mean, it didn't start from there, though. That relationship, it wasn't instant from that moment. There was a bit of time that passed. And then eventually, Charlotte, it was you that left a present for him at the tattoo parlour, and you got back in touch that way. And it's quite a romantic moment that you were reunited.
Oh yes, it was. She asked me if I would like some cappuccinos, and I said, of course. And she said, I'll meet you at Front Street Park, which is a small park in Melbourne, Florida, by the lagoon. And I said, I'll meet you there, fine. So I was there a little early as usual. I'm sitting there just looking around, and I see her coming across the driveway, and I think to myself at this time, well, Chuck, you know, you're really not a spring chicken anymore. Opportunity does not strike that often. Let's be bold and do what we do. So I walked over to her, and I took the coffees out of her hand, and I set them on the ground, and I gave her one of these big Hollywood swoop kisses in the middle of the parking lot, and she followed me home.
He's a very good kisser.
Oh, there you go.
And do you think that people sort of misunderstand tattoos? Do you think some people may look at the pair of you and judge you wrongly?
I think that what people think of me is none of my business. That if they think negative thoughts, that's their problem. Everything we do is extremely positive. And I think tattoos are becoming much more mainstream, and that people like them. We are approached by many people that I think ordinarily would not approach us. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. The beauty of this is actually we cross that barrier between me, 75 years old, and a 16-year-old kid that's got piercings in his face.
Yeah.
They'll come over and they'll talk to us.
Yeah.
And we have these wonderful conversations with people we've never seen before. Yeah.
So, can we see any more of your tattoos?
Oh, sure.
Sure.
And what percentage?
I have a bathing suit top on.
Wow.
Well,
gosh.
I think we're wired.
That's okay.
We're
We can
wired
We're
in this thing.
constrained.
We can see from there.
What percentage of your body, Chuck, is tattooed?
Pardon? Well,
What percentage of your body?
94% or so.
Wow, OK, so there's a little bit left to do. And what about you, Charlotte?
Well, when I received the title, I was at 91.5. I actually received the title in June of 2015, and we've had to keep this a secret all this time because the other book was already under production last year. I'm probably now at 94, maybe 95. I have to be reassessed, and I will be in a few months.
Your head looks amazing.
I know, it's beautiful.
Thank
the
you.
colours
I
are so
love it.
beautiful.
It's a cottage garden.
Is it? Can you bend your head forward?
Yes.
It's a cottage garden on her head.
For more of the same, just click here, and don't forget you can subscribe for even more of these amazing videos exclusive to our channel.
It's our relationship, and if you have a problem with it, well, that's your problem, not mine. I mean, I read what people say about us, but no, I don't take it to heart. It's water off a duck's back.